For Barnabas Collins, this will be remembered as the endless, the unendurable night. Haunted by ghosts from the past, he has been sealed behind a wall in the old house on the Collins estate. No one, not even the evil woman who hates him most, is aware of his plight. And so Cassandra Collins goes ahead with her plan for the destruction of Barnabas, unaware that he may be dead before she can execute it.
Tony? Can you hear me, Tony? I need you to come to me. There is something I want you to do. Something of the utmost importance. Come to me, Tony, now. Come to me.
No, I won't answer. I'm staying here.
Tony, I need you.
No! I don't want to go now. Stop it! Stop it!
You will come to me, Tony. Now.
Going somewhere, Mr. Peterson?
Professor Stokes.
I gather I got here with no time to spare.
Yes.
You were wise to send for me when you did. I do hope you're planning to invite me in.
Oh, yes, of course. Come in. Professor, please tell me what's happened.
Happened?
Yes. You said that Cassandra wouldn't bother me anymore, but she is. I could hear her calling me.
I'm sure you could.
Well, why?
I don't know why.
You promised me you were going to get rid of her.
Try not to panic, Mr. Peterson. The dreadful fact of the matter is that something has gone wrong.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember what happened in the cellar of the old house last night?
Yes.
I'm sorry to say I've just received a call from Dr. Hoffman to tell me that the brick wall which burst open and released the spirit of the Reverend Trask has somehow been sealed up again.
Well, what does that mean?
It means, among other things, that Cassandra Collins is still among us and as dangerous as ever.
I already know that.
Are you sure that you convinced her that you killed me earlier this evening?
I'm positive. She has no reason not to believe me.
Good. It's imperative that she go on believing I'm dead. In the meantime, we mustn't let this little setback defeat us. We must think of a new plan to destroy the witch.
I'm beginning to believe that that's impossible.
Well, you would think so, being under her power as you are. But I'm an old hand at this, and I can tell you it is possible, if not easy. Witches are devilishly clever, you know.
Yeah, well, you don't have to tell me that. Just tell me how we're going to do it.
There isn't time to devise a new plan. We can only try to stop whatever she's planning for tonight.
Well, what makes you think she's planning on doing anything?
Oh, Mr. Peterson, for a lawyer, you are rather naive.
And you're a little too outspoken for my taste, Professor.
Ah, but being liked is not the same as being needed. As long as you still need my knowledge and experience, Mr. Peterson, I'm afraid you will have to suffer my shortcomings.
All right. Just tell me how we're going to do it.
Cassandra never sends for you unless she wants you to do something for her. The question is, what does she want you to do for her tonight?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
That's where you and I differ. I do have the slightest idea.
Okay, well then tell me and we'll both know.
In order to reactivate the dream curse, she must find a way to make Sam Evans have the dream. Which means that Mr. Evans may be in some danger at this very moment.
Well, then we better get over to his place and warn him.
No, you stay here. I'll go to the Evans cottage alone.
Now look, I don't want to stay here by myself. What if she... Well, what if she sends for me again?
You must use all your willpower to resist as long as you can. If it fails and you have to go to her, you must not let her know that I am alive. Is that understood?
Yes.
Good. By the way, Mr. Peterson, don't be afraid. At worst, she can only use you. She can't hurt you.
What happened when you got to the old house?
Nothing. I knocked on the door several times. Nobody answered.
Did you look anywhere else for Barnabas?
Well, I stopped by Collinwood. He wasn't there either.
He must have gone away for a few days.
No, if he had, they'd have known about it at Collinwood. I'm just afraid that Adam might have gotten there before I did and done something to him.
Say, maybe you better tell me more about this, Adam. What was he doing here with Pop that night when you came in? Oh, Professor Stokes.
May I come in, Miss Evans?
Yes, of course. Come in.
Mr. Haskell,
Good evening, sir.
is your father here?
No, he drove into town with a friend.
You expect him back soon.
He should be back within an hour. Why?
It's imperative that I speak to him. Do you mind if I wait?
Not at all. Why? What's wrong?
At present, nothing.
Well, what does that mean?
You remember the dream you had?
How could I forget?
There's a chance your father may have the same dream
You've got to
very
be,
soon.
you've got to be mistaken.
I assure you I'm not.
But Professor, he's just survived the greatest shock of his life.
His blindness,
Yes. And if that dream were to be as terrifying for him as it was for me,
much more terrifying, I assure you.
we've got to do something.
My dear young lady, why do you think I'm here?
You can do something?
If I see him before he goes to sleep, yes.
Why, Mrs. Collins, what a surprise.
Good evening, Miss Evans. I heard what happened to your father. Well, I know he's always been so close to the Collins family, so I wanted to bring him something.
Oh, what how thoughtful of you. Forgive me. Come in. Come in.
Thank you. Why, Professor Stokes.
Cassandra, how exquisite you're looking.
Thank you. How have you been, Professor?
Alive and kicking.
Yes. I'm sure that you'll outlive all of us.
I shouldn't be a bit surprised if I did.
Mrs. Collins, I'd like you to meet my fiancé, Joe Haskell. Joe, this is Cassandra Collins.
How do you do?
It's nice to meet you.
Your father isn't here?
No, he's in town with some friends.
Yes, at the Blue Whale. Sam is determined not to let his handicap interfere with his social life.
Oh, and I'm sorry to have missed him. Perhaps I can give this to him some other time.
No, not at all. I'll just put it over here. You can stay if you'd like. He should be back in a short time.
Oh, no, I'm afraid I can't do that. I told Roger I'd come right back to Collinwood.
Wait, you can't stay for a cup of coffee or a drink?
No, thanks very much, but I'm afraid I must go.
Don't worry about that. I'll give it to him the minute he comes in. And thank you very much for thinking of him. It was very sweet of you.
Not at all. Good evening, Miss Evans.
Good night.
Good evening, Mr. Haskell.
Good night.
Professor, it was nice to see you again.
I'm sorry you're leaving so soon, Cassandra. I so seldom see you nowadays.
We'll be meeting again, Professor.
I'm sure we will. Give my regards to Roger. Oh, and Cassandra, if you see Miss Winters, would you give her a message for me?
I'd be happy to.
It's about an 18th century portrait she bought a little while ago. Tell Miss Winters I'm no longer interested in buying it from her.
May I tell her why?
Yes. I found out that the one she bought is a copy. Tell her I've discovered the original.
I can't get over how different she is.
Different? What do you mean?
Well, the first time I met her, I thought she was so cold. And just now, I thought she was so warm and charming. Oh, forgive me. Professor, you were the one that introduced her to Roger, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Well, Mr. Haskell, did you say Mr. Evans was at the Blue Whale?
Yes, I did.
Well, I'm a little pressed for time myself. Perhaps I'd better go there and find him.
But he may have left for home by the time you get there.
In that case, I'll come back.
Yes, but you will be sure to see him and talk to him.
Well, it's not absolutely imperative that I talk to him tonight.
Well, what about the dream? You said there was some danger.
I don't think there's any danger of his having the dream tonight. Forgive me, but I've got a number of things to do, and if I hurry, I may find him at the Blue Whale. Good night.
Night. Oh, what a strange man he is.
That's the understatement of the day.
I still hope he does see Pop and talk to him.
What was all that about your father having the same dream you had?
Oh, why don't you come in the kitchen and help me make some coffee and I'll explain. The gift.
What's the matter?
Well, when I took it from Cassandra, I put it here on the table and now it's gone.
You want to see me?
Yes. I tried to summon you earlier, but you resisted me. I didn't know why then, so I let it pass. I had something very important for you to attend to, but I decided to take care of it myself.
And did you?
No.
Why not?
You know very well why not. Because you betrayed me.
No, I didn't.
Don't lie to me. You betrayed me. You told me that Stokes was dead.
I thought he was.
You thought no such thing. You knew he was alive. Admit it.
All right, I knew he was alive.
And you knew that I'd see him tonight.
You saw him?
Yes. And once again, he's upset my plans. Because of you.
All right, then why don't you let me go? You know I don't want to help you.
It isn't a matter of what you want. It's what I want. And need. And what I have the power to get.
Well, I already know about your power.
You have no concept of the power that I have. What I've done with you before now has been mere child's play. But you're going to learn, Tony. And very soon. Just how powerful I am.
What do you mean?
You're going to pay for deceiving me.
I didn't deceive you. I did what you asked. I went to Stokes' house. I put the poison in his drink, but... Well, he tricked me. He'd switched the glasses.
Stokes? Professor Stokes is a fool. He wouldn't have the intelligence to trick a 10-year-old. And you expect me to believe that he tricked you? Well, answer me.
No, you don't believe he tricked you. You wouldn't be so upset about it. You're afraid of him, aren't you?
Don't be ridiculous.
Yes, you're afraid of him. Because he's got as much power as you have. He's your equal. Or maybe he's even a little better than you are.
I'll take care of Professor Stokes after I attend to you. Look at me, Tony. Look into my eyes. There's still the matter of your punishment to attend to, remember? And what shall I do with you? I could turn you into an animal. Shall I let you lead a dog's life until you decide to be more obedient? I could make you mute, or cripple you, or... But no. Oh, all those things would be quite inappropriate. Oh, no, I know what I'll do, Tony. You're going to fall very deeply in love with me. The moment that you kiss me. And you're going to stay in love with me as long as I want you to.
We're being watched.
What?
The woman in the windows. It's Mrs. Stoddard.
And how is our favorite witch?
Stokes.
Yes. I'm like the proverbial bad penny tonight.
How long have you been here?
Long enough to know that either your law practice is not yet lucrative or your taste in furniture is deplorable. I do hope it's the former.
What'd you come back here for?
I came to see how your willpower had held out. But you needn't tell me, I already know the answer.
Yes, I couldn't resist.
Now, Mr. Peterson, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I've told you witches are dreadfully clever, and you yourself know how powerful they can be.
Well, you're able to resist her. Why?
That's an excellent question. Did she tell you she'd seen me tonight?
Yes.
I was present at the Evans cottage when she came by to leave a little gift for Mr. Evans. A pouch of pipe tobacco, which I promptly analyzed.
Well, what was in it?
A powder to induce Sam Evans to have the dream.
Look, Stokes, you're going to have to do something about this, and soon, you understand? I can't take much more of this.
Patience, Mr. Peterson. Patience. We still have work to do, but I'm confident we'll be rid of her soon. By the way, do you smoke a pipe?
Occasionally. Why?
I have no further use for this. You might enjoy it. It's an excellent Turkish blend. Who knows, it might even help you to dream your troubles away. Good night.
I'd have a little more respect for you if you'd admit it and stop treating me like an idiot.
Admit what? I told you misinterpreted what you saw.
Oh, stop it. You were in his arms, about to kiss him. I know what I saw. Be thankful that I'm giving you a chance to explain it.
Why do you even bother? If you're so convinced, I'm sure you don't think there is a justifiable explanation.
I don't.
Well, then why are we even talking?
You're right. The person I should be talking to is Roger.
Is that what you're planning to do?
Yes, as soon as I can find him.
Do you think he'll believe you?
Yes.
I don't. He won't want to believe you.
You think you know him so well.
I'm his wife.
I've been his sister longer than you've been his wife. And don't overestimate my influence with him.
Mrs. Stoddard, look at me.
Why?
Just look at me. Do you know what your problem is? And always has been.
What do you mean?
You spend much too much time thinking about the problems of other people.
How dare you?
It's your way to escape from the emptiness of your own life. Because that's what your life has been up until now. Empty and uneventful. But But all that is going to change. Because I'm going to give you something to think about. Something that will fill your every waking moment. And that is death. In all its forms and manifestations, you will think of it day and night. Death. Death, Mrs. Stoddard. And most of all, your own death.